Good morning, everyone. I'm Jasmine Anderson. We begin with something you'll see only in Newsday. Feeling the squeeze. Many Long Islanders are struggling to pay bills and keep food on the table. Today, we're beginning a special series focusing on high cost of living here and the crisis it's creating for people from all walks of life. Macy Egeland reports.
Long Islanders feeling the squeeze, trying to make ends meet as income struggles to keep up with inflation.
What used to be middle-class families, you know what I mean, maybe 3-4 years ago, making $80,000 are now considered, low income, especially on Long Island.
The cost of living, a problem for people of all walks of life, from feeling forced out of the East End by the rich.
The issue is we can't make it there anymore. And people are literally being pushed out of their homes.
To finding affordable housing that's still too much for a one-income household.
The bills are there, but the income is not. Sometimes I don't know how I'm gonna make it.
And young Long Islanders unable to afford independence and living at home well into their 30s.
You want to save, you try to save, it's not enough, something else comes up, so it's like kind of rolling with the punches. It's hard. I don't see it getting easier.
Newsday is exploring the issue and hearing from members of our community, doing everything they can to stay afloat. From working 2 jobs, commuting hours a day, and saving wherever they can, Long Islanders are feeling the squeeze.
Sometimes it's really hard, but I'm trying. I really am. I cry so many times.
The people you just saw, they all have a powerful story to tell about how they're struggling to make ends meet. During our special week-long series, Macy will introduce you to each of them. Read more about their stories on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Turning now to the accused Gilgo serial killer, the ongoing investigation at Rex Heuermann's home is over. As Sherry Einhorn reports, forensic teams are now sifting through a massive amount of potential evidence.
We are, for all intents and purposes, done with the search.
The search is over here at the Massapequa Park home of accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann. The street is now reopened, and neighbors say they're hoping their community can get back to normal.
I'm glad I get, my corner back, and all day people are here, all day long. They come in droves.
Investigators from multiple law enforcement agencies have been in and out of the home here on First Avenue for 12 days, recovering what Suffolk District Attorney Ray Tierney described as a long list of items.
We have obtained a massive amount of material, all of which has to be cataloged and analyzed, and it's going to take quite some time.
Tierney said there were disturbances in the ground in the backyard, which is what prompted investigators to begin excavating, though the DA said there was nothing of note found back there as far as remains. The 59-year-old married father and architect is charged with 3 murders: Amber Costello, Melissa Barthelemy, and Megan Waterman. Their remains were found in a wooded area along Gilgo Beach in December 2010. He's also considered a strong suspect in the case of Maureen Brainerd Barnes. All of the women were sex workers. Investigators say 279 firearms were seized from the home, though Heuermann only had permits for 92. Tierney also described the home as cluttered and said there wasn't one specific piece of evidence that stood out at this point. Investigation aside, this neighbor says he's hoping there's finally some closure.
It's chaotic and everything, but it's worth it at the end of the day because the families of the victims, and for the victims themselves, they can rest in peace.
In Massapequa Park, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Heuermann is being held without bail. He is due back in court on Tuesday. Newsday's team of journalists is working to bring you the latest on the Gilgo investigation. Read the breaking developments on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Sentencing day for the politically connected restaurant owner turned government witness who took down former Nassau County Executive Ed Mangano. It's the latest in a story you saw first in Newsday. Federal prosecutors say Harinder Singh deserves a shorter prison term because he provided substantial help in the Mangano prosecution. Singh confessed to bribing shooting Mangano. He is facing up to 17 and a half years in prison today. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, is due back in court today. He's expected to plead guilty to federal tax charges in order to avoid gun charges. Biden is expected to get a sentence of probation. A search today for more potential victims after police say a man exposed himself to a woman in the woods in Middle Island. Charles Hardy of Middle Island was arrested last night. Police say he stepped out from behind a tree and committed a lewd act in front of a woman walking her dog in the Prosser Pines Nature Preserve. It happened last Thursday morning. Check this out, a shark feeding frenzy on our South Shore. The state DEC sharing this drone video on social media. It shows a type of shark species feeding on a bunker pod, possibly a blacktip or sandbar shark. 5 swimmers have reported being bitten by sharks in the waters off Long Island this summer. The Subway Series finale is tonight after the Mets dominated the Bombers in the Bronx.
Darryl Strawberry, 31. He hit this one deep to center. Back goes Bader on the warning track at the wall, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso strikes again. His second home run.
Pete Alonso had 2 homers and 5 RBIs last night. Justin Verlander tossed a gem as the Amazons beat the Yankees 9-3. They do it again for the final time this regular season in the Bronx. First pitch, 7:05. Tonight, Rockville Center's Crystal Dunn and Team USA will look to keep it going in Game 2 in their quest for a Women's World Cup three-peat. Team USA faces the Netherlands tonight. It's a rematch of the 2019 World Cup finale. Final. It should be a good one. And the heat is on. Cooling centers are opening across the island today. This is serious. Towns are extending pools and beach hours on day 1 of what could be the first wave of the summer on Long Island. You can find a cooling center near you on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And you might want to hit the beach to try and keep cool. Here's a look at Atlantic Avenue Beach in Amagansett. There is a heat advisory in effect for tomorrow. Here's a look at your day planner. Mostly sunny today, highs around 84 degrees. It's simply going to get warmer throughout the day, so please stay hydrated. A look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by the Canine Center.
It's known as the best feast in the East. The Feast of St. Rocco kicks off tonight in Glen Cove, and we are talking to the Nonas behind the famous food. Beth Whitehouse has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
Here at the Church of St. Rocco in Glen Cove, Operation Meatball is underway. The Italian grandmothers from the church are preparing thousands of meatballs in preparation for the Feast of St. Rocco, also known as the best feast in the East.
A mangiare, a festeggiare con noi.
The Feast of St. Rocco is a gathering. It is a religious event that incorporates the community, and it's about faith, family, fun, and of course food.
What's the secret to a great meatball, a great Italian meatball?
We can't tell.
Oh God. You can't tell? Is a secret?
A lot of practice.
The ice cream scoop. Show us what goes in the meatballs.
So these are seasoned breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Which is, I set them up. This is the pecorino romano.
Okay. Cheese.
And that's the parsley. Black pepper. Garlic powder. Then you have the regular garlic that we added on for extra flavor.
So how many meatballs will that recipe make?
That's 30 pounds of chopped meat.
30 pounds.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing today, 30 pounds.
30 pounds at a time. We're
At a
doing 800 pounds to 900 pounds.
Today?
Yes.
When you're finished, how many meatballs will that make?
About 6,000 meatballs.
And how long will it take to sell out for those?
Oh, we'll sell it out quick. And that's
Yeah?
no problem at all. That's,
Wow.
I don't have enough.
I'm gonna test it right now. How do you say delicious in Italian?
Yummy. Read more about the St. Rocco's Nonas on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. From covering the Piano Man to playing with him, he's a key member of Billy Joel's band, and you may have seen him on one of many small stages across Long Island. Elisa DiStefano sat down with Mike DelGuidice in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
So happy to have you here at Newsday's Studio 2.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Miller Place native Mike DelGuidice has performed on the world's biggest stages alongside Billy Joel and has sold out shows with his band here at home.
My blondie girl.
He came to our headquarters to talk about his new music.
Doing my own stuff is something that it's been long overdue. I'm looking forward to the rest of my career of being, doing nice seated venues like this. This venue has just been amazing.
You always ease my worry.
Mike has already released Mona Lisa with some help from a famous friend.
I had some good opportunities that have come up, obviously, through the Billy thing, but, working with Kevin and getting to write the theme song for Kevin Can Wait.
Kevin James.
Kevin James, yes.
So past the complication, it seems so easy.
And then a new single that's going to be out on the new album called Mona Lisa. We did a video. Kevin loved it. He shot a video. Went out to Citi Field. It's been exciting.
And he already has quite a following and a fan base for his originals.
Hey there, son, let me talk to you.
We had Live on the Porch, which was a show I did on Facebook, and everyone took a liking to it, and that was specifically geared toward original music. I'm a very literal writer. I'm writing about myself. I'm putting myself out there. It's vulnerability to no end. Some songs are kind of rock, some songs are folky, some songs are poppy, but they're all literal good stories,
You're still on the road with Billy and at the Garden with Billy Joel. So when is it Mike time? Like, when do you have the time and the bandwidth and the creativity to do this?
Finding that time is really hard. For me, it's putting as much emphasis now on that as I have on the other things. And everything that's happened up to this point, these are all things that wouldn't have happened without all those great experiences with Billy.
Is this what we believe?
Can't wait to see what's to come.
Yeah, me too.
For Newsday TV, Elisa DiStefano.
You can read more about Mike DelGuidice and watch his Newsday live performance streaming now on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say Install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with a look at your hyperlocal 7-day forecast.